Hi there crafty friends, welcome back. Today's video I'll be sharing this art journal page that I created with Dina Wakley acrylic paints. I'm first going to start by collaging. I have some little offcuts that I have from other projects that I'm going to stick down to my art journal page with some Mod Podge. Now, although the art journal page already has text on it, I'm sticking additional ones in different directions so that the bits that shine through have more interest and there's a bit of contrast. I'm also adding some black cardstock. Sometimes people comment, why do we put the collaging down under the paint if we're just going to cover it up with paint afterwards? And that is a good question. And the reason I do it is because I like layers and I love texture. And although I'm going to cover most of this with paint, there are bits that are going to shine through. And whether it is some music notes from the sheet music or some text that's maybe sideways or upside down, it creates beautiful interest in the background and adds a depth to your pages and to your art. I will start with the lightest color, which is lemon, this beautiful yellow. I spray a bit of water and then I use my finger to spread the paint over the pages. Now the pages are quite porous and I found that I should have perhaps used some gesso first, so I'm adding it now after the fact, which is fine. I'm going to add it in some of the areas and then I'm going to also blend it in with the yellow that I've already added. I add a little bit more yellow to brighten it up and then I'm going with the next color, which is turquoise. I'm placing the color intuitively. I don't have a plan. I'm just putting where I think it will go and then I blend it with the colors that are adjoining and I add a little bit of water just to help it thin out and blend easier. And now for bright pink, the magenta. I really love this color. And now for a rich blue, this color is called Lapis. Never be afraid to use your colors. If there's something that you do that you don't like the way it looks, you can always cover it up with a bit of gesso or collage over it again and just build it up like that. So don't be afraid to use bright colors or bold colors that are sometimes out of your comfort zone. It's a great way to experiment and to try new things. I'm adding some more white for the contrast. I do like contrasting in my art journaling and I find white does this really well. So I want some bright white areas and I'm putting those with my finger with a bit of gesso. I have this new stencil from Marta from Maremi's small art that I want to use. I'm just going to do some negative stenciling. I think that's what it's called. I have a baby wipe that I'm wiping over with a stencil on some of the darker areas where the color lifts and leaves a lovely pattern. I have a flat paintbrush and I'm adding the acrylic paint directly to the paintbrush and making some marks on the page. I feel this connects the page and the colors and makes it all more cohesive. With the dark blue, I'm going to thin it out and I'm going to do some splatter with a small paintbrush. I'm going to do the same splatter with the pink. I have this zigzag acrylic stamp that I'm going to use with some black ink. Now, as you can see, my black ink is not the best quality, so it's not coming out dark at all. I will fix that later. I'll show you how I do that. And after this video, I actually ordered a proper black ink by Tim Holtz, so I will be using that in future projects. I love using my watercolor pencils like this. I dip the point, the lead part, in some water, and then I'm just scribbling very roughly around the edges of the page. Now, to fix the stenciling that is not bold at all, I've got a black fine liner pen and I'm going to go over all the stenciling to make it more bright, and as you can see, it's already looking much better and has a lovely contrast. Now we need to do some embellishing. I have this die cut rainbow that I think suits the page quite well, so I want to use that. And I'm just going to go through my other die cuts and my words and just see what is going to suit this page. I found these yellow words which I think suit the page really well that I want to use. They're from a Craft 12-inch by 12-inch scrapbook paper, actually, and because they're quite bright, I want them to stand out and be a bit of the focal point, so I'm going to mount them on some black cardstock. I'm going to do the same for the rainbow die cut. I feel it needs something more, and I found these butterflies on one of my paper pads, which I think will look great. So I'm going to cut out a few of the butterflies and just see how I'm going to put them in the composition, but I think they work beautifully. The white writing is not standing out, so I'm just using a black pen to go over the writing so it's more bold and suits the page better. And once I'm happy with the composition, I will glue everything down with the hot glue. Be happy, be bright, be you. I do hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe to my channel and hit the little bell button so you get notification every time I upload new content. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you again soon. Bye.